I'm out there fighting for this movement day and night. I just got in to Las Vegas. I've got a family of 6, including a 2-year-old baby, and I like to be around them. But unfortunately, I spent a lot of time fighting for libertarian principles. I just got back from Utah, where I addressed the Utah Libertarian Party at their meeting in Salt Lake City. I came in today. I was home for 1 day. Came in today for this event to address all of you in California. I go home tonight, and then I leave tomorrow morning for Palm Beach, Florida, where I'll be filming a video with Dick Morris, Bill Clinton's political consultant for Newsmax magazine. I'll be there on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. I leave Wednesday night for New York, where I'll be live in the studio on Thursday on Fox News Channel. And then I'll be coming back to Las Vegas on Friday for a few hours to spend with my family before I leave on Saturday to go to Reno to address the Nevada Libertarian Party. So I hope you appreciate the kind of energy that I bring to our fight, because I think it's needed. It isn't enough to just have energy. The energy has to be directed with the right message and the right issues. But when people ask me, what is wrong with the Libertarian Party, and I love the Libertarian Party, don't get me wrong, but why have we missed the vote, not just the vote, but the vote? Why is this the greatest time in history, the greatest opportunity to be a libertarian? I say what this party is missing, what it needs, is a chief salesman, a chief spokesman, and a chief rainmaker, and that's why I've announced I'm running for national chairman of the Libertarian Party. Now, I want to point out to all of you, I don't know how many of you are sports fans. I tend to think libertarians are not always the most sports-oriented people I've ever met. But if you watch the Olympics, you know there's something called a luge competition. And you know that a luge, I don't know if you call a person who does that a luger. I don't even know what you call it. A slider. So one of the luge participants was killed right before the opening ceremony of the Olympics. And I don't know if any of you know the reason he was killed, but the track is too fast and dangerous and out of control. So normally lugers go about 88 to 90 miles per hour. On this track, he was going 95. Those 5 miles per hour cost him his life. He is dead. He will never live to see his wife or his kids again. And I want to bring that point up because that's what life is about. That's what success in life is about. One small little thing can change everything. 5 miles per hour can be the difference between life or death, between victory or defeat, between success or failure, between being a millionaire or being completely broke. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how important one little thing is. And for us, the Libertarian Party, that one little thing is sales. That's what we've been missing for 20, 30, almost 40 years, is sales and understanding of the importance of sales. And I want to tell you a story. I'm one of the few people who could have done this without a microphone, I want you to know. It's lucky no one else is up here. It's not easy. But I want to tell you a little story that proves how important sales is. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know the most unsuccessful menu item in the seafood world ever? On a menu, ever? Grouper. Do you know that nobody wanted to ever order grouper? The word is ugly. It sounds ugly. It turns people off. They couldn't find a way to sell grouper. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know the seafood industry got together and changed the name of grouper? They changed it to Chilean sea bass. And do you know it became the most successful fish in the history of the restaurant business? It's the same exact fish. By changing the way it looks and the name, they made it so successful that the oceans no longer have any grouper. They've had to cut back on it. They can't offer it on menus. There is no more grouper. They're running out of it. They've literally destroyed the grouper population of the world by changing the name to Chilean sea bass. And in some of the nicer restaurants I've been to, they actually went a step further. They call it Italian sea bass. Simple little name change, image change, changes everything. And I bring that up because I believe that's the story of the Libertarian Party and the Tea Party movement. The Tea Party movement is Chilean sea bass, and we've been grouper for 39 years. That's the problem. I want to tell you a funny story why we're here today, and I think it sums up my philosophy in life. An elderly man walks into a church, and he walks right into the confessional with the priest. And this old man says to the priest, I'm 92 years old, I have 4 wonderful children, 16 grandchildren, and 6 great-grandchildren. I have been blessed beyond belief. And the priest says, well, why are you here? And the old man says, well, Yesterday, I met two beautiful young ladies in their 20s. I took them home, and I made love to them all night long. And the priest says, well, are you sorry for your sins? And the old man says, heck no, it was the best night of my life. And the priest says, what kind of Catholic are you? And the old man says, I'm not a Catholic. And the priest says, why are you telling me this? And the old man says, I'm 92 years old. I'm telling anyone who will listen. That sums up the story of our party. We've got to start telling our message to anyone who will listen. When you've got something good to share, you got to share it with everyone. You got to shout it from the highest mountaintops. You got to stop strangers on the street. You got to email strangers on the internet. And we've got good news to share, ladies and gentlemen. We can change people's lives. We can educate them. We can enrich them. We can save them. But what you need to succeed are these 7 things: sales, marketing, branding, non-stop, relentless promotion, energy, passion, and the one thing I'm known for all over the world as I give speeches on success to the biggest corporations in the world, my speech is called relentless. It is literally the one thing that makes people successful is you refuse to accept defeat. You refuse to accept no, or as I say in any conversation, no is just the start of a very long negotiation. I've got good news for all of you before I get to the bad news. Let's start with the good news. Polls prove we're in the right place at the right time. This is without a doubt the greatest moment in history to be a libertarian. Polls prove that more people now call themselves independents than at any time in the history of American politics. Polls prove that there are more independents than Republicans or Democrats. Polls prove that at this moment in time, it may change, but at this moment, the Tea Party is more trusted than either the Republican Party or the Democratic Party nationwide. What a moment for us. Polls prove that 75% of all Americans do not like the way the government is working. Polls prove that in this incredible depression, at this moment of economic collapse, only 11% of Americans believe we should increase government spending, while 70% say decrease public spending. Polls prove that 35% of Americans believe a new political party is needed on a national basis. And we better answer that bell, ladies and gentlemen. Going on national radio shows. I've been on over 1,000 of them since the election, by the way. And I started going on those shows and saying a year and a half ago, after the election, what we need is to veto the entire United States Congress. Veto. Vote every one of them out. All of them. And people on those shows said, you're crazy. You're out of your mind. No one's going to vote against every congressman, even the good ones. And I said, really? Name a good one. There are no good ones.
Ron Paul.
Well, all right, there's one. Okay, you got me, one. But on radio, guess what? No one ever had an answer, so that shows you. You know, right now in Washington, D.C., they've been out of business all week because of the snowstorm, and they claim that's costing us $100 million a day. Every day the Congress is closed. You know what I said the other day on national radio? That's a bargain! Are you kidding me? My wife's purse got stolen. I said, let the thief keep the credit cards. I'm better off.